And it is time. It is time for App Wednesday. How the heck are you doing, folks? Steve Dotto here, and I am some kind of thrilled that you are joining us today. Let me just get my thing. There we go. Now it's all working. How are you doing? I am so thrilled. App Wednesday is my favorite Wednesday of the month because this is the Wednesday where I get to call on all of my friends and they get to share with us, with you, with their favorite apps, their kind of hidden apps, their gem apps. And then we look at them. And we really determine the value of the people based on the apps that they share. Some people share great apps. Some people disappoint us, and they share apps which are not quite as good, and we judge them for that. But a great big welcome to you all. Now, if you're new to us here, this is a little bit of a different App Wednesday. Normally, we do a training, we do a tutorial of some sort, teaching you some form of productivity. We teach you about content marketing, content creation. But as I say, once a week, once a month, we have a little bit of fun, and you do discover some amazing gems on App Wednesday, and we have a killer lineup today. We have a spectacular lineup, including our returning champ, who frankly was a big surprise that he won last time, but he is back with us this time as well. So I will be introducing them in a moment, but before we do, I have to do a quick, big shout out to all of our patrons. Dottotech, the channel that you're watching us on here, we're supported through the generosity of our supporters through Patreon. And we have hundreds and hundreds, about 800 supporters on Patreon, which we appreciate ever so much. Now, what happens is we normally, as I say, we are delivering tutorial type content here on App Wednesday, it's absolutely free of charge, and we make those the tutorials available for a week after we record them, and then after that we take the recordings down and we archive them in our Webinar Wednesday archives, which there is, I think, 150 tutorials now in Webinar Wednesday archives. And our patrons, the people who support us on Patreon, they get access to all of those archives. And so if you want to drop by at patreon.com/Dottotech and take a look, we appreciate it. And to all of our patrons who are out there, and I know there's many, many of you out there right now, a great big thank you. We appreciate your support immensely. One new thing, see, we used to do this all as a traditional old school webinar, just using webinar tools. But lately we've been starting at the end of the summer, we started live streaming it. We've been going on YouTube alone until today. But today we're spreading our wings and we're also on Facebook. So to all of you following us on Facebook, thanks for joining us. We are excited. So are you guys ready to meet? Are you guys ready to meet the team? Are you guys ready to meet? Let's bring them on one at a time, shall we? And I started on a theme looking for people with the longest names possible. But I didn't quite succeed on all aspects. But with our first guest, I did indeed. We have Chad. I have to always look at your name because you have so many names. You have 4 names. Chad Lanningsman, Illa Peterson. I'm just going to call you Chad from now on because we want to be out in the top by the top of the hour because Ian Anderson Gray, who is another guest who has way too many names as well, wants us to be out as quickly as possible. But Chad, thanks for joining us.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm excited to be here and to take Ian down.
Now, you though, I mean, we've had to, because of where you live, we've had to squeeze you in between hurricanes because you've been bracketed over the past couple of weeks by hurricanes coming by and swinging by, and you were actually relocated for a period of time. What 3 weeks ago?
No, it's probably been a month and a half probably since we did the evacuation for about 3 days. But, and then the one that hit us probably the hardest, they told us not to leave. So you never know. It's been crazy.
Well, we're glad to have you on while we can. And let's bring on our next guest as well. And she is the queen of live streaming, Stephanie Lee. How are you doing, Stephanie?
I am doing amazing. How are you?
Yeah, you almost didn't make the cut because your name's too short.
Well. Say Slippy.
Are you excited?
I am. I am excited.
Are you going to kick ass?
Oh, of course. I mean, you guys, come on.
So who do you think is going to be tougher competition? You think Chad will be tougher, or you think Ian Anderson Gray will be tougher competition?
Chad always surprises me because when we went to Social Media Marketing World, he had some gadget and gear that I was like, wait, what the what? So I'm excited about that.
Chad walks around these conferences with basically almost looks like an oil rig of different things hanging off, with cameras hanging off and microphones hanging.
I am from Texas.
And he's quite often has a pinata. You can just walk up and whack one of the things in the middle, and often stuff falls out of it. I don't know if you've tried that, but that also works. And our final contestant today, Stephanie, good luck. Our final contestant is the returning champ, the numero uno, Ian Anderson Gray. How are you doing, Ian?
I'm doing really well, Steve. Yes, good to be here.
When I told Ian, I told him last month that the person that returns is the champ, has to return. And then I reached out to him last week and he says, "Oh, that was me?" Do I have to come back? Because Ian, we're all in a reasonable time zone here, but Ian's in the UK, and so it's 8:00 at night, which is past Ian's bedtime. So we've got to go easy on him, but he's got a pretty killer lineup. So here's the rules, folks, for those of you that are with us for the first time. Each one of our esteemed guests has 3 or 4, depending on the amount of time we have, apps. There are their favorite apps, but they're not mainstream apps. We're not going to be, if somebody's not going to be showing us, like, I like to use Google Docs. It's not that. It's the kind of the hidden gems that make life worthwhile. The tools that you use that you're happy to share with others that make you go, that's a very cool app. And so we're going to share each one. They're going to tell us why they like it. You get to benefit from their experience and to determine whether or not it's an app you like. We'd love to see your comments in chat while we go along. And then at the end, we will determine which app is worthy of returning the individual next month to our November's App Wednesday. Does that sound like a plan?
It sure does.
Sounds like a cunning plan.
That's a Blackadder reference thrown out there that absolutely nobody gets except you and I, Ian. All right. So I think we should just start with Ian. We should get the champ back first, so he can show everybody. He can show the rookies how it's done. So Ian, what are you going to be sharing with us today?
Well, I'm going to share, it's an app called Parcel, and I think with so many of us at home not being able to go out to the shops this year, I've been ordering a lot more from Amazon and from other places in the world. In fact, this little mic flag that I got here, I ordered from the US, and I tracked it using this app. So the great thing about this is that you can put all your delivery items from all the different carriers into this, and it will give you the push notifications. It will tell you exactly where it is. And so it was really exciting to see this little thing travel all the way across the pond to the UK. And I use it all the time for anything that I order, and I can see exactly where it comes from. And it's so much better than most of the apps out there, that the courier apps and the delivery companies. So yeah, I really like it. There's a free version of it. I actually paid, I can't remember how much I paid. I upgraded it, and it just means you can have an unlimited number of parcels in there. Not that I order that much stuff, but yeah, it's good.
So it works with all of the mainstream carriers. We're talking like UPSs and the FedExes, et cetera. And does it also do, I guess, does it also do like postal companies as well? Like if you use USPS or Canada Post or the, what is it?
It's pretty good. I mean,
mail carrier called?
The Royal Mail is the main one. Yes. Yeah, the Royal Mail. So yeah, it works with that. It works with some of the smaller companies in the UK. Obviously, I can only speak for the UK, but it's worldwide. It's got over, I can't remember what it said on the website, but it's like a lot of, what does it say? Like 300 carriers it supports.
It's good. A strong first entry. And Ian, did you receive your new glasses, which we now see large as life before us? Did you receive them via mail?
No, I actually went. I went in person. My optician's, he likes to get you out of your comfort zone, so that's why I go. He got me out of my comfort zone and got me these new glasses. So I actually went there and got them fitted. So,
oh, good stuff. They look awesome. They look awesome.
Thank you.
You look like a fetching catch at this point, Ian Anderson.
I don't know what to say, but yeah, thank you.
You never do. That's why we have you here. Although so the first app that Ian has brought forward is the Parcel, the tracking app, so you can track your packages, because it's not good enough to use FedEx's tracking package or UPS's. But instead, you should pay money to get one and use Parcel. 300 different tools. All right, let's go to the Hat Man. Let's let Chad come up second. So Chad, what are you going to share with us today?
Let's see. What do I want to share first? So this app is competing just in this round. Is that how I understand this? And now I don't hear you, but that's okay. I guess I'm talking to myself. Hey, so listen,
That's because I turned off my thing. No, you just
that's
you
a
will
good
hear
reason.
all three, and then you will look at all three of another people. So we just go round by
Gotcha.
round to kind of create a sense of order.
Okay, I'm gonna come in soft here first, and I think I'm going to share something that I've used while we've all been in isolation, and that's an app called Cafe Ambiance.
Oh, yes.
You know, I spent a lot of times, working in the coffee shop, and for me, and actually I've gone back and looked, there's research done that that sound of the coffee shop, that the sound of people just chatting just slightly, and the sound of the kitchen and the coffee, and a little bit of music in the background actually increases your productivity. And so there's an app that's captured different versions of that sound, so you can fill your home office or wherever it is with that sound, and it actually has been shown to increase your productivity. So that's my app that I'm sharing.
All right, I am going to bring it up. So, do you use this with headphones as you're doing it? Is that your preferred method of using it?
Sometimes. Usually I just put it on my phone and just put the phone here on my desk. Because
Now,
it's just there. It just fills the room.
Does it increase your productivity?
Oh, definitely. It helps me. I actually zone in much more when it's playing. I don't know why.
Just out of curiosity, I'm a big believer in audio cues and helping focus, helping you get into what's called the flow state, where you're into that hyper concentration area. Now, I've used several apps for it. One of them is that I use, which is what's it called? I'm having a brain fart right now. Brain FM.
Okay.
Is one which does the same thing. Have you ever tried any of those sorts of apps?
I haven't, and this just happens to be that when I lost that ambiance, and I was like, man, I just missed the sounds, I missed the feel, and found out it worked. I just searched, and that's what came up.
It helped you get
yeah. So yeah, it works. I mean, try it out. It's crazy what it does for you, because that was my place where I worked, and it gave me that feeling I was back there.
Indeed, Cafe Ambiance. It's kind of got a little bit of French lilt to it, doesn't it? Okay, so our first two entries are in. We were shipping apps, and now audio apps that help focus and make you hungry. Probably they kind of make you hungry as well. Now, do you find you need a coffee in the middle of it? You have to go. Oh. There you go. That does it. We got that. All right. Next up, Stephanie. What have you got for us, Steph?
Ooh.
Oh, that's inappropriate use of audio tools.
Well, that's what happens when you bring in like a legendary live streamer in the house. That's how we do it. So first of all, let me show you what has been paying dividends for not only just me and my content creation process, but also for my clients. And it is my number one tool. It is called Descript. Listen, let me tell you why this is so amazing. Because when it comes to repurposing your content, the great thing about this is that you could edit the transcript and it will automatically edit the video for you. So any ums, ahs, any of that stuff can instantly be taken out of the actual audio file. So if you are a podcaster, a live streamer, this is absolutely game changer, because you could turn it into an audiogram. And if you misspeak, if you say something that you didn't want to say, you could actually use a feature called overdub, which actually records your voice. And then if I wanted to change the name of it or just say it differently, I just type in the word and then it automatically does it for me.
This app I have been dying to play with because it has blown my mind since I first saw it. So I think we got to roll back and enter into it from a slightly different angle. It is a transcription app. It does a transcription, but it's web-based and it's a full web app. So once the transcription is done, it maintains a relationship with the original audio file. So that if you're editing an audio file, you can use a word processor-like interface in the web interface. You can select a selection, delete it, and it will delete the audio track at the same point for editing. Am I correct? Have I articulated it? It's a fast tool. Are you using it?
Oh, I use it religiously. I even have my VA on it where I just tell her like, hey, I need you to come in here and just make a 1-minute video for me. And she just highlights it, clips it into a new one, and it's done.
So now I have to ask it. The audio output that comes out of it, then it's first of all, it's a unified track. So you don't have different speakers tracks. So it's not a multi-track tool where you can have. So it's all got to be a mixed track of your entire interview, for example, if it was a podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then your output, when you output it, do you then bring it into another audio package to do audio sweetening, or do you just take it at that point and use it?
I take it at that point and I use it. It streamlines the process so well. Like even if let's say you're doing your own course and you have a script because you want to use a script, instead of like clapping and then going back and editing it, just read the sentence again and then just delete the transcript, and then you're good to go.
Yeah, it is. It is. You have come in strong, Stephanie. I think I hope that you haven't. Come in too strong, and that everything else is a disappointment after this. That's concern at this point. Is that you might have come on too strong. What happened to Chad? Where's Chad? Look up. I'm trying to get him up.
Chad bowed out. He's done.
No,
he's like, you know what? I'm sorry.
I've brought his video up, but he's gone. Can you hear me?
It's a disappearing act.
Weird.
Maybe that's his next app. Is he disappears?
You've overdubbed him.
Did you descript him out?
Possibly. I just deleted that.
Let me try and turn him on Spotlight. No, he's not there. Chad, you better exit and re-enter the room if you don't mind, sir. For some reason, Restream Studio has decided that you don't deserve to be a part of it. There you are. You're back.
Hey.
What did you do? It's your crazy passion using OBS as your virtual camera.
I'm not in OBS.
Okay, well then I'm wrong. Not the first time.
I don't know.
All right. Our first round is in. Coming in strong, really just crushing the competition at this point, Stephanie, with Descript. Ian with a lame-ass parcel package. And Chad has a cafe ambiance, so you can have people irritating you, the clinking of glasses, which helps you focus more, and the chatter in the background, which helps you focus more and get more work done. Ian, you're up. And I'm expecting something a little bit stronger this time. What have you got for us, Ian?
Well, I've got Blinkist next, and I kind of feel slightly guilty mentioning this because I would love to be an amazing reader. I see all these entrepreneurs reading a book a week or a book a day, and with Blinkist, what it does is it's for the busy entrepreneur out there. It will condense a book, get rid of all the filler, and allow you to read a full-length book in a very short period of time. And I love the fact that you can get an audio version as well. So I have this. Now, this doesn't mean that you don't have to listen to the real book or read the real book, but this gives you the real meat of the book, and you can kind of get that in 50 minutes. So I love this, and I wouldn't be without it. And it just, I can basically get through all the books that I want to read really quickly.
Now, is there a special UK version which has an extra L? Because you keep saying Blinklist. I think that's a habit. It's Blinkist.
Oh, Blinkist. Wow. Yeah, I don't know why I call it Blinklist. Blinkist.
I know.
Yeah.
Is it a UK? Is that a thing?
No, I think it's there might have been a Blinklist, but
yeah,
I don't know. I'm having a dyslexic moment.
I just want to mess anybody up. And April's dropping the link, and she's going, "Is it the right one?" I'm not sure.
Yeah. Blinkist.
I love Blinkist. But here's the thing: is it only works really? I think in only one genre. Is it works in nonfiction? It works in business books.
Yes.
I mean, so many business books are built around the entire book is written with, and they've got like 3 great points, 3 great insights, and they bury it in it, and they have all these other chapters to set things up and to get you to it. So Blinkist takes each chapter, and I think they boil it down at 7 points for each chapter. They've got a real format that they go through, and they basically highlight the things that you would be writing down kind of in the margin, the notes that you take. And some of them, and most of them now, I guess, they have, as you say, an audio version, which is it's like 15 minutes for a book to get an idea of what the author's saying. So it keeps you on top of kind of pulp culture business think. So you know what, when somebody says, "Have you read so-and-so's book?" As a matter of fact, I do know. I spent 15 minutes with it. But you get the gist, and you get through it, and it's perfect for going on a walk. I like to listen to them when I'm on a walk. And the best ones, they actually have the author reading, giving the notes. some of them. So it's a subscription. It's a subscription. When we send out the email, we're going to send out an email afterwards with all of. If you don't have time to make down notes of all these things, don't worry. We have a digest, and if you've registered for today's live stream, if you gave us your email address so we notified you of it going live, we will send you a digest with all of the different links. And we did a tutorial video on Blinkist, so I will share that with you folks as well in the follow-up email for those of you that are there. So Ian, you have redeemed yourself quite nicely. An app that I do truly like, and it is incredibly useful. It makes us seem smarter than we are, because how much can you learn in 15 minutes? But at least you can put on the air of being really up to date. Well played, sir.
Thank you, Steve.
Chad, what's your next one, buddy?
Well, I think the next one I'm going to share is a desktop application called Voice Meter. Specifically, I use the version called Potato, but there are different versions. It is well, it depends on which part of the world you live in, and Ian probably says potato.
I think he would say potato.
Right, he doesn't tell.
Okay.
It's a digital audio mixer that you can bring on screen, and you can run hardware in, like my mic can go through it, but I can also use my browser as an audio source on one of the mixers. I can put a specific camera or somebody that I'm doing a live stream with on and mix those, add compression, play around with it, and then export all of that through what they call virtual audio cables into somewhere that I'm editing video. I can put it into OBS and live stream it out. I'm using one of the virtual audio cables right now as we're doing this to send out my mic. So great tool that just really gives, if you don't have a mixer on your table and a way to do all that and run it back into this computer and out of that, it's right there on your screen in front of you. And so far, I'm really impressed with it.
Now, this, first of all, it gives you the ability to route the audio with it to different output ports on your computer and choose different pathways, which is awesome if you are, say, if you've got, you're having trouble getting audio into, a streaming application or anything like that. You can create all of those linkages because it sees all of the, I don't even know what you call them, all of the ports within the different audio tools, and allows you to tie it in and route the audio, as well as, does it do like compression and those sorts of things? Does it sweeten the sound as well?
Yeah, absolutely. You can do compression. You can put an equalizer on it and make yourself sound sexy. You change your voice. You can add, there's effects on it as well, and then you have multiple places you can send things. So if I'm in a group online, say I'm in a Zoom, I can send my mic into Zoom, but I can output what's coming from Zoom back into the mixer and send my mic and what's going on in Zoom directly into wherever I'm streaming, mixed together.
Or you could send it into a recording application, and you could even do multi-track recording, so you have individual sides, etc., that sort of stuff, right?
Absolutely. I can run any app. I can have it, the designated output, go back into the mixer through a virtual cable, Adobe Audition or Premiere Pro. If I was playing something there, I can run it through the mixer as well. So, I can open up Chrome and have two different Chrome source and a Firefox source, and have both of those browsers go in different virtual audio cables and play things from both of them simultaneously.
Tremendously useful. It allows you to hack the inside of your computer to do all of this routing. And I see it's even got a recorder built in. Now, how much does it cost?
So it's actually free, but they ask for donations. I use it a lot, and so I paid. I think the Potato, the highest version, if you do a professional donation, was like $40.
And is it platform agnostic?
That my understanding it is. Okay. I don't always look at that because I only use one platform, and I really don't care about the people who use Apple.
Just Windows.
See that? Is it only Windows, Ian?
Is it Windows?
It's just for Windows, yeah.
Well, I think there's a download for iOS as well, though, I thought. I may be wrong.
It looks like it's Windows only, which is fine. It's a very cool app. But I'll let Ian jump in quickly and say that if you aren't in Windows and you want a very similar app, Ian has an app that he uses called what is it?
Loopback.
Loopback, which is not cheap.
No.
Yeah. So if you're Windows, oh wait a minute, there's children.
Lainey was saying that it was strategic, but I don't know what she means by that.
You're going for the cute factor. Good heavens! Now, do you have headphones in so we can still swear and she can't hear us? Stephanie,
I have headphones in so she cannot hear your jibber jabber.
Child, how old is your child?
She's 5.
Okay,
my legacy.
Ian, you can't bring in as cute kids. Your kids are not that cute.
They're getting old now. Yeah.
They're older. They were cute. They used to be.
They were. Well, you know, what can I do? What can I say?
Okay, so the Potato Ultimate Audio Mixer, which is I love it. It looks like a great tool, and the price is certainly right. And it's definitely for those of us that are kind of in always trying to make all of the different pieces work together, trying to make our live streaming work with our broadcasting stuff, working with our recording stuff. It is a way. I almost would guarantee you one thing though. I bet it's one of those apps that if you don't use it for 4 weeks, you go and you go, what the heck did I do here? Why is it doing that?
Yeah, I opened a Google Doc as soon as I started using it. And like, okay, I did this, then I did that, then I did that, just in case.
Awesome. There we go. All right, so that is yours, Stephanie. You crushed it in the first one. Now, are you going to maintain momentum or are we going to see a drop off?
Well, yes or yes. Yes.
Okay.
All right. So my favorite app right now is the Giphy Capture desktop app, because what I like to do whenever I have a guest on my show, I like to call it as gift giving. So if they've done something amazing and funny on the show, I want to create content for them that they can repurpose and use in their own marketing. And then I will always have Lights Camera Live on the upper right-hand corner. So it's Giphy Capture. Any video that you're creating, you hover over it on your desktop and it will automatically create it into a GIF for you. So if you're on Facebook right now, you can even give it a shot. Click on the GIF, type in my name, Stephanie Liu, all one word, and guess who shows up? Because that's the thing, is that when you create your own gifts, you're top of mind and your tip of tongue. And if you're giving that opportunity for your guests as far as gift giving goes, well, then now they're going to thank you for that.
Sure, it's GIF. I when the potato conversation, I thought it was GIF.
GIF?
Doesn't work as your little patter there, does it? But this is cool. So you can quickly create any GIFs that you want, which you can then share. You can any video on your desktop, it automatically creates it for it, and you can do some branding, personal branding.
Absolutely.
And it's one of those free tools.
Yeah, it's free. It's fun to do. It's one of those things where you could package it up. I mean, any guest that I've ever had on the show, it's like, thank you so much. Here's the blog post, and here's all the gifts that I made of you.
Oh, so you send them out, and then they start doing this great social sharing tool. Brilliant.
Right.
People love gifs of themselves.
They do, and some loves GIFs of themselves too. So that is very cool. The Giphy, which is we will send you a link for it. I imagine we will soon see all over Facebook, all over Instagram, GIFs of this show, of us right now.
Oh yeah.
Do something worthwhile.
Of Ian with his glasses. All right, that's round 2. We have 2 rounds in the book, and we are right on time. This is awesome because we want to get people done early, a little bit early today. So the round 2, if I can recall, we had Potato, the audio mixer. We had Ian Anderson Gray with, as he likes to call it, the blink list. Or as we call it,
Blinkist.
No, I think we should call it blink list.
People are like, I can't find it.
And Stephanie Lee with Jiffy, don't call me Giffy, you bastard. All right, so that's all good. So those are the first. We've got the first 6 tools now in, and I'm wondering how the chat's going. Are people? Have you guys been following the chat?
Oh yeah.
I see the ones in Restream. They're hilarious.
Sorry.
The ones in Restream where they pop up in Restream.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they should be. Oh, good heavens, we got lots of people listening. I didn't realize how many people we had. All right, we should probably clean things up then. All right, so we're moving into round number 3, and our defending champ, who has come back strong, if not linguistically correct, is back on. And Ian?
So my final choice is 1 minute voice warm up, and it's an app for Android devices and iOS, and it's all about keeping your voice healthy. So it's all about warming up your voice. It's about improving your communication and your diction, and breath control as well. So it's absolutely integral, I think, in terms of warming up your voice before you do your Zoom calls, your live videos, and your live streams and all that kind of stuff. And it's created by vocal trainers. They're actually friends of mine, but I didn't even know they created this app because they didn't mention it until a year ago. And it's a really amazing app. It's something that I'd recommend a lot.
Now, have you been doing that? Now, we should, for in full disclosure, Ian is a voice teacher. He is a brilliant baritone who often sings, even when we don't want him to, at trade shows. And he and you still teach. You still teach at the academy. Is that still going on even with the shutdown?
Yeah, it's the Royal Northern College of Music in Manchester. So I teach one Saturday in the place in the actual building, and then the following week at home. So that's what we're doing with that. But it's not. It's not just for singers. This is actually for anyone who uses their voice, whether you're doing a big keynote on stage or whether you're on Zoom or doing a Facebook Live or whatever. It's something that I teach in my work. I have a slightly different way, but this is just a really easy way. You only need to spend 1 minute every day to warm your voice up, and
it's a great idea. I don't know. Do you feel strain on your voice when you're doing a lot of live stream, Stephanie or Chad? Do you guys feel it? I do.
Only if it's like a all day event, like a 13-hour live stream. Yeah, that's in that case, no.
Yeah, I've never warmed up before I went live. I sound sexy naturally, and I just try not to mess that up.
Okay, they're dissing you, Ian. They're dissing.
I know, it's just like...
I think it's a great idea because I do it. I feel it. I do a lot, but then I have profound respect for you, and they apparently do not. So.
Well, there we go.
Well,
you learn something every day.
That was harsh. That was a harsh lesson. That was a harsh lesson to learn. But I like the app. I like the app. Speech warm up, vocal warm up tool, and I think it's a good idea. You know what else it does is if you are going live, especially if you're a little bit nervous, if you're doing a webinar presentation, it helps. It'll help you focus because you're thinking about what you're going to do. You're thinking about your breathing. You're thinking about your voice. I think that's a good thing. I'm on your side, Ian.
Thanks, Steve. I'm glad you are.
It's a thing. I'm there. All right, Chad.
Now, are we doing? Is this 3 rounds or 4 rounds?
I think we're going to do 3. I think we're going to do 3 because once we get through this one, then we have to badmouth each other for a little bit of time. Then we have to pick the final ones, and then we got to listen to chat and see what people are saying in chat, and then we got to pick the winner. So 3 rounds. So you've got it. So this is it. This is going to be your last chance.
Okay, sounds good. First of all, I do want to say it appears that Mike Alton might be Team Chad. He did say that it was bold of Stephanie to go against me on something to do with gifts. And he also confirmed that I sound sexy when I'm on the microphone. So
you did. Natural. I think he tried to say natural, but he went nature.
I don't judge Mike's use of the English language. He's one of the most amazing people I know.
Okay.
Vote for me, Mike.
We're allowed to suck up on this show, Chad? Is that what we're doing now?
Except Mike Alton.
Till I'm told not to.
Except Mike Alton has no say about who wins. There's only one person who has a say about who wins.
Hey, you came in with sound effects.
That's me.
Me. You came in with Steve on your team then, apparently.
We're still waiting, Chad. What is it?
Oh, it's my sound clock music. So right now in this moment of somberness, is that a word? I don't know. My last app is OBS.Ninja.
Tell us about OBS.Ninja.
Learned that from
So as I dove into the lovely world of live streaming, I wanted to use a tool that gave me some flexibility to be the crazy person that I am. And I went with OBS, but one of the things I struggled with was how to bring in guests. And there were different options, Skype and this, that. But I found this tool called OBS Ninja that allows me to create a room in my browser and send a link out to whoever I want, up to 30 guests, by the way. And they will end up in a room, each with their own unique browser source that I can put into OBS. and bring them into my live stream however I want. I think you can also create reusable links so that you're not constantly changing browser sources in your OBS setup. You can share your screen. You can choose which camera you want to share, which audio input you want. There's even more advanced settings that will allow you to create scenes with multiple people that have joined the OBS Ninja room where you're the director, as well as the bit rate that you output for them, the audio quality. It's an incredible tool that allows me to do some fun stuff.
Mm-hmm. So that's
free.
OBS Ninja. It is a free tool, which is good because it's off. I often find it curious when companies charge to use for add-ons to a free product. But OBS is certainly now. Ian, have you checked this one out? Because you actually released a little course back in the day on OBS. But you're not in the OBS camp anymore, are you? Really?
Well, I dabble in it, and Chad and I have had a chat about all the kind of geeky stuff with OBS. So I think for PC users, OBS is amazing, and actually OBS Ninja, you can actually use it in Ecamm or vMix or Wirecast. So you probably have less need to, because obviously with Ecamm you can bring in guests like in the traditional way, but it's still pretty cool. Sure. Mm-hmm. I'll give Chad that, even though he was rude to me earlier.
So this one's in a little bit in the deep end. It's in the Live Streamers Toolkit, but OBS Ninja is one of those gem tools that live streamers really cotton to. All right, good choice. All right, Stephanie, what's up next?
Ooh, all right. So I know that everyone has been talking about gear, especially when it comes to content creation. But here's the thing, is that if you really want to captivate an audience, it's not necessarily about the gear. It's about how to get the gears working up here. And so what I'm sharing with you today is the hypnotic language shortcut system. Being able to take your words and ignite your ideas. That way, all of your suggestions become readily accepted, makes you such a powerful storyteller. So any scripts that you have, any openings, any keynotes that you already have planned, you run it through this actual system, and it will tie all of your words together and string them in a way that captivates your audience from beginning to end.
So this is a system to influence people. You take your words, it rearranges your words to hypnotize people?
Absolutely. You put them into trance, because when they're in trance, you're open to your suggestions.
You know that Keith Raniere is serving 160 years in jail now. Okay, I'm sorry. That was a... So does this work? I mean, I when I looked this up, when you shared this, I looked it up, and this is a system people use. They use it as a sales tool, as a way of. So what do? You put your word, you put your best phrases, your best.
You put your. So if you're thinking of how you want to do your presentations, how do you get everyone on the same page? Yes, exactly. Hey, don't forget, Chad, I had you at Social Media Marketing World, my friend. You almost lost track of time.
Vote for Stephanie.
Okay, so this is an app now, I'm just curious, in chat, does anybody else use the hypnotic language shortcut system? Where did you find out about it, Stephanie?
This is one of those things when you learn about NLP. So you learn about hypnotic language patterns and how you're able to tell a story in a way that gets people to just stop, look, and listen to what it is exactly that you have to say. And I am just absolutely in love with the conscious use of language, because I feel like a lot of people are thinking about, smoke and mirrors and all this wonderful stuff. But if you're able to connect with an audience on camera, on stage, through your writing, through the words that you use, then it makes it much more powerful.
Absolutely. I'm intrigued by it. I'm not yet convinced. It might be a little bit foo-foo, but it seems interesting. And really, you've already made your strongest play, so why not throw this out there and see if it sticks to the wall? That's what I say. But
I agree. I've gotten lots of attention by going topless. So
yeah. Okay. Good to know. Wish I'd known that before I invited you on, but still good to know.
It's not an app, so I wasn't going to bring it up.
There's an app for it. All right. So the Hypnotic Language Shortcut System, which is a tool which you'll use if you buy in on the entire Hypnotic Language System. What is LP? You dropped a
NLP
abbreviation.
NLP, yeah, neuro linguistic programming. So,
which, well, it is in the middle of that whole Nexium thing, isn't it? Because that's what their entry point is. Have you watched? By the way, have you guys watched that series? The one on what is it? What was it called? I've lost the name.
it'll come back to you.
What's that for the next?
It'll come back to you.
Anyways.
This is making me nervous. I don't know what's going on. But
Okay. Yeah, and it does not seem to interest Farley. No, Farley has other interests right now. You know what? What, Steve? Oh, come on, see Steve. Let's go see, because you always mentioned you invoked Farley. All right. So Hypnotic Language Shortcut System. All right, let's get to. We're down to the final strokes, right? Ian, your last play. What have you got for us?
Oh, we're doing a
I
fourth.
thought we were doing three.
Was that it? Was that the third?
That's the third. I can give you a fourth if you want, but
No, that's it. That's it. Okay, so now it's time to vote. Now it's time to vote. And here's what can help me. Farley, go away. I love to talk to you.
I think Stephanie could have hypnotized you too much there, Steve. Are you okay? Are you feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Okay, so here's now let's go through the contenders. So round one. So here's what we're going to happen is we will have Chad choose Stephanie's app. Stephanie will choose Ian's app, and Ian will choose Chad's app. So each of you gets to pick one of the other person's apps to be a contender for the final. Now, here's where strategy comes into play. This is where we become kind of like Survivor, because you can choose their strongest app, the one that you really are intrigued with, or you can choose their weakest one, which then increases the chance of yours. But it's disingenuous, it's bad form, it's often played though. So now and sometimes I will also call a foul if I think it's really bad, or I have always the right to promote one other app in the final just because it's my show. So I said, Chad, you get to pick which one of Stephanie's apps. So Stephanie's apps, to remind you, are the first one is Descript, which is, of course, the transcription tool that also acts as a visual editor for audio based on the text of the words themselves. Freaking cool. Hint, you better pick that one. The second one that Stephanie shared with us is Giphy, making GIFs out of videos for sharing, great for social sharing, especially for content creators. And the third is a neuro-linguistic programming thing, which I think is a little bit questionable. No, it's not. I'm intrigued. I'm going to look into it. But it's Hypnotic Language Shortcut System. But I will not trust Stephanie now when she talks to me about anything. I'll always be on guard.
So one of those I think is like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to go with the one I'm most likely to use.
Okay.
And that's the Giphy capture.
Okay. Really? Oh, man. Okay. Giphy capture is our first contender. I want to see voting for it. Giphy. I'll have lots of people saying Descript for the win. All right. Next is Stephanie gets to choose one of Ian. Now, Ian's we won't even bother mentioning the first one because it was a weak sauce. Okay. It's a parcel post tracking thing. You can use that if you want to totally crush Ian and make it so he can never be back. Then the second one was a Blinkist, or Blinklist. It's your choice. It's dealer's choice. You can choose any one of those. And his third app was, what was your third app, Ian?
It was the 1 minute voice warm up.
Oh, the 1 minute voice warm up. That's right. The 1 minute voice warm up. Stephanie, which one do you choose?
That will be Parcel.
Oh,
I choose Parcel.
Yeah, the holidays are coming up. People are going to have a lot of packages coming in.
Well, we can't leave the house. So if you just want to watch something, like order stuff and see where it is in the world, there it is, Parcel.
Parcel is the second contender. Parcel. All right, Ian, you get to choose one of Chad's. It is OBS Ninja. It is the Ambiance Cafe Ambiance. Or the third one is, I'm trying to remember. What is it? Help me out.
Voice Meter
Potato.
Potato. It's going to be OBS Ninja because it's a bit of a geeky tool, but I just think it is so cool. And I love it.
Okay, and I need some feedback from the community people on. If you guys want to see Descript in as well into the final, I would like you to type in to chat right now. Descript. Do not deny Descript. Descript. I want to see that.
Wow.
Sorry.
No. You know,
it's a strong
favorites or influence or anything going on here.
I never said this was fair.
I'm honestly, I never expected it to be anyway.
Why would you? You know me. Oh, look at this. We're getting Descript. Look at how many of them are saying Descript. Okay, so we're going to go down. We're going to let the community talk. Okay, so Descript is in. Descript is in. All right. So I want you guys to type in which one you think is best. It will influence me. It might not be the final thing, but you want put potato, put parcel, put Descript, or put Giphy. Type in
what? Ninja. Didn't he say ninja?
Yeah. What did I say? Oh, potato. Ninja.
You're obviously hungry. It's okay.
You know that time. Potato? No, it's not potato. It's ninja. Ninja.
It's a potato ninja.
It's a good thing that we're not regulated. If this was on Canadian broadcast television and we did a contest like this, the CRTC would be so far up my ass right now, it would be ridiculous. I'm pretty sure we would be off the air. So we're seeing Parcel. We're seeing Descript. Seriously, Parcel? We're seeing Dan says Ninja. We see Andy says Descript. We've got a lot of Descript. We've got some ninjas. We've got a few parcels. Catherine, really, you want Parcel? I don't understand it. Okay, GIF. Oh, one lonely one. Oh, two lonely ones for GIF. OBS Ninja. OBS Ninja is getting a fair number of
NLP in them with my ninja.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to just because of the way it all came down, I am going to announce a winner. Let's figure. Do we have music for a winner? I don't know.
Hold on, let me prepare my surprise face.
I don't know. Is that a winner? All right. It's just I was playing with the sound effects. Giphy. We're gonna make it Giphy. We have to. People like it, and it was legitimately voted on as the one. And of the three voted, I would prefer to choose Descript, frankly, because I think it's a far more useful program. And for everybody that was listening to the show today that does any audio editing, you are going to realize that Descript is something. But to be fair, Chad, you have a point. Descript is only for people that do a lot of audio processing work, whereas Giphy, everybody wants to share a GIF or GIF. And so it is far more universal in appeal. So I believe that there is a legitimacy behind that. We won't even talk about Parcel. You people who think that Parcel should have been it, you're wrong. There's just things you've got to do some deep internal thinking over the next month before you come back to the show to make sure that next time you're here in the right frame of mind. Ian,
I completely agree with you, by the way. I was just trying to say what I said to help legitimize Stephanie's pick so you wouldn't say no.
Yeah, you never thought that. You thought it wasn't as strong, but that's okay.
Oh, it's horrible.
Ian, it's going to be a couple of months before I can have you back on, buddy. I'm so sorry.
I'm very upset, but I'll get over it, I'm sure.
I'm sure we'll talk about other things. We'll have other reasons to communicate. Stephanie, do you know what this means?
What does this mean?
It means that next month, November, the end of November, you're back on Webinar Wednesday. You're the returning champ.
And it means that Chad is dead to everyone.
Chad, you'll be back. We'll have you back on. Now that you know how the game is played, we definitely want to have you back on. And I want to thank everybody. You guys were just awesome. Well, let me let everybody know. Well, actually, I'll wrap everybody up. I'm going to put you guys in the green room. Stick around. Don't leave while I wrap things up. Because look at that. We got 10 minutes to go before the top of the hour. I promised we'd bring you in under an hour. If we'd done another round, we wouldn't have been. So thank you so much, Chad. Thank you. Where do people find you, Chad? Do a quick share.
thestorycatcher.com. Just look up The Storycatcher anywhere on the socials. But Chad Laney's Mania Peterson, just hit me up on Facebook.
There you go. Ian Anderson Gray, where do people find you?
You can find me iag.me. That's probably the best place.
Indeed. And Stephanie?
Hey, if you want to take your live streaming from boring to badass, head on over to lightscameralive.com.
lightscameralive.com. I'm going to put you guys all in the green room. Thanks so much. Stephanie is our champion. Ian is the retired champion now, no longer to be champion. And I actually think he thinks it's a relief. And Chad, someday he will be champion. He will be indeed. Folks, next week coming up on the big show, we are going to be talking, we're back to productivity. And we have Mike Vardy on as a guest. I will be far kinder to Mike than I was to our guests today. And Mike and I are going to be talking about getting the most out of your calendar, getting your life more efficiently organized with your calendar. And I have a good title for it. There is Taking Control of Your Calendar. It's Webinar Wednesday next week, November 4th. On Wednesday, keep your eye on your email for that. Keep your eye on your email. We will send you all of the links from today's show, as well as any videos that we have in supporting content. If you weren't able to write everything down, we thank you all so much for your time. And I have been remiss in not thanking April, who has been managing the chat for us. As usual, she does just a great job. So thank you very much, April. For the rest of you folks, thanks so much for joining us. And I hope you enjoyed Webinar Wednesday. Next week, back to productivity, taking control of your calendar with Mike Vardy. Put it into your calendar. And thanks to my guests, to Ian Anderson Gray, defeated champion, the pretender, Chat, and the new champ, Stephanie. Till next time, have fun storming the castle.